The following portion of Bloom is sponsored by Central Florida Behavioral Health Network and the Department of Children and Families.
Welcome back to Bloom. There are multiple pathways to recovery for those that struggle with alcohol and substance use. One of them being to find an environment and community that is free from stigma and discrimination. Here with more is the president and CEO of Central Florida Behavioral Health Network, Alan Davidson, and the executive director of the Hillsborough Recovery Coalition, Michael Gliva. Thank you both for being here and welcome to Bloom.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So Alan, let's talk a little bit about, Florida Behavioral Health Network. This is a managing entity. Explain to our viewers exactly what that means.
So CFBHN, we're a managing entity. We're one of 7 in the state. We're the largest in population, the 2nd largest in landmass. So we fund a variety of services like care coordination, mobile response teams, crisis care, detox. And so we fund from Pasco County down to Collier, over into Hendron Glades and up into Polk, Conzenary. So a large kind of swath of land and a lot of people. And so one of the providers that we fund, and again, we fund over 65 providers, is Michael Gliva and Hillsborough Recovery Coalition. So just really happy to see him here today with us.
And your program, Michael, is so great. I've heard of it. You and I have had the chance to sit down and talk before, and you really bring healing for the person struggling and those around them.
Yeah, absolutely. So our peers, our peer support specialists, they get out into the community, they provide outreach, they provide education, and they're really just trying to connect with anybody who is struggling with substance use, whether that's a family member, whether that is, really anybody out there who is affected can come and work with us.
And how do you feel about having this kind of collaboration and support so that you can really focus on your mission statement?
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. I don't know that we could be doing what we're doing and helping the amount of people that we're helping without our partnership with Central Florida.
So how do people become connected with you if they love someone who is struggling or they themselves are struggling?
All they have to do is reach out. All they have to do is get in contact with us, and we will get them set up with a peer specialist who will talk to them, listen, find out what they need, really look at the entire situation. We don't just focus on helping somebody find recovery, as far as abstinence, but it's also how do you affect their entire life. So how do you find a stable living situation? How do you find, stable employment? How do you find success and happiness in your social setting?
Yeah, because a lot of times when you're dealing with addiction, you feel very alone, but your thought process and your organization believes in building a community of support, and that might even involve family members.
Absolutely. To me, connection is the most important part of recovery and the most important piece.
And let's talk a little bit about the fact that when you weave all of these organizations together, you're able to help so many people across Florida.
Absolutely. What Michael was talking about, the peers, a lot of times there is judgment, there is kind of condemnation about the life that they might have led prior to recovery. And having an organization like Michael's, like Hillsborough Recovery, is just so awesome to see here in the Tampa community.
Yeah, it really, really is. And I'm just so appreciative that you come and share how these networks work together, how you are all lifting each other up, because the more you work together, the more people you're able to help throughout Florida. So
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So if you want more information about this, just visit help.hopeforsuncoast.org. And for information on substance prevention programs, visit hillsborough.recoverycoalition.org. Bloom will be right back.
The preceding portion of Bloom was sponsored by Central Florida Behavioral Health Network and the Department of Children and Families.